5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Thunderbirds, As the Bird Flies, by Peter Green. Life on Thunderbird 5 could hardly be called the most thrilling, but that was just as John liked it. A lifelong stargazer, the substantial downtime between emergencies afforded him plenty of time to indulge his hobby, not to mention the countless books, films and TV shows at his disposal. It was in the middle of one such program that the automated alarm dragged him back to reality. Tracy Island, meanwhile, was going at a similarly sedate pace. True, a rescue operation was underway, but Jeff had every confidence it would be another success. What he didn't expect, however, was for John to call in so soon. As had been done dozens of times, the ashtray's hidden speaker hinged up to answer the beeping portrait. Though before Jeff could get a word in, his frantic son rushed out the problem.
"I've picked up a rogue asteroid, Father, heading straight for Central Europe. I can't get an exact size at this distance, but it's about big enough to wipe out the continent."
Ever the professional, Jeff kept his cool. "I'm afraid there's nothing we can do down here. Thunderbird 3 is flying on the other side of the planet. You'll have to orbit round into the asteroid's path and use your deflectors to bounce it back into space." Despite the boy's nerve rocketing as high as the space station itself, he didn't let it dissuade him.
"FAB, Dad. I'll keep in touch."
Or at least, he hoped. With no time to lose, John made his way into the elevator, which lifted him up inside the scarcely used bridge. Wiping a little dust off the control panel, muscle memory took him through the startup procedure. With a rising hum and blinking green lights, Thunderbird 5 came to life. Pressurized jets swung the enormous vessel into precise orientation, spinning dials giving the exact angle so as not to break orbit. What was at any other time the docking tube emitted a powerful blast of flame, pushing the great craft on her way. "All right, old girl," John uttered, hand tentatively on the console. "They're all counting on us." The journey was no more than 8,000 miles, but space had a way of slowing everything to a crawl. The good news was that, as the two objects neared one another, John could get an exact fix on the asteroid's dimensions. The bad news: "It's far too big to deflect, Father. I'm gonna have to try to break it apart somehow, or you're all going the way of the dinosaurs." 5 minutes left until it broke the atmosphere, and 1,000 miles to go. Retros brought Thunderbird 5's speed gradually down to a halt. Then John began the difficult task of brainstorming a solution to the impending crisis. "What good am I?" he pondered. "All I can do is send out signals." "Wait, that's it!"
Well, it should work.
Brain stuttered over comms.
So long as you've got the right frequency. Let's see, you said the asteroid is how large?
2 minutes now. Had he given their resident genius enough time? They hadn't had many interactions, so he really couldn't know. For now, he focused on aligning the station's transmitter with the rapidly approaching danger. With grace, the bronze aerial reached for the stars, guided gently by radar. Once locked in place, John reached for his microphone.
"I'm in position. Has Brains got that frequency yet?"
The scientist overheard and made his way to Jeff's desk. Sure thing, John. Adjust to 53.7. But I warn you, you need to transmit at precisely the right time, or else the pieces may overshoot your deflectors. 1 minute. The transmitter was tuned.
Leave it with me, fellas.
He cut off. If this was to work, he'd need absolute concentration. Time now to prove his expertise on astral physics. 30 seconds. Close enough to make out its jagged form through the reinforced window. Only one chance, or else complete annihilation. 10, 9, 8, 7... At last it crossed into range, John wasting no time firing up the sonic pulse. The beam hit its target almost immediately, the vast rock shattering like a pane of glass. Remaining fragments rained down on Thunderbird 5, but, as the radar displayed, sprung harmlessly off in the opposite direction. All he could manage to do in the aftermath was recline back in his command chair and breathe a heavy sigh of relief. When words finally returned, his Earthbound family were all too anxious to hear them.
Base from Thunderbird 5. Mission successful. Disaster averted.
Jeff was positively beaming. Great work, son. All while the world is none the wiser, too. Both men liked the sound of that, John in particular enjoying operating incognito as much as he ever did. Just the way we like it, I guess. Returning to geostationary orbit now. Out, he finished, grasping the levers once again. All those billions of people down below, unaware their lives only continue thanks to one invisible man. The thought made him strangely proud. Safely back above the island, John had picked up his program right where he'd left it. Just as the armchair began feeling especially comfortable, a stranger's voice broke the peace.
Calling International Rescue. Can you hear me? This is an emergency.
No rest for the weary, he chuckled, ready for it all to begin again.